Let me tell you who Morrissey is. Morrissey is the...
In order to fully appreciate who Michael Morrissey is, we first need to understand who he used to be. He was elected to the Massachusetts House of Representatives in 1976 for the 3rd Norfolk District at just 22 years old. This begins a 34-year run as a Beacon Hill insider. Building a reputation as a reliable Democratic machine politician, holding seats on multiple committees, and becoming part of the long-standing Norfolk County political network. Serving in the House continuously until 1993. From there, he was elected to Mass State Senate for the Norfolk and Plymouth District for the next 18 years, all the way till January 2011. This cemented him as a veteran, establishment figure in Massachusetts politics. With his vast network behind him, he makes the final move of his until now wildly successful political career, a move that hands him immense power and even greater responsibility. But his own gross misconduct would ultimately destroy his reputation, make him the target of a federal investigation, and become one of the most detested people in Massachusetts. Here, he stands with disgraced former Stoughton Police Deputy Chief Robert Devine.
Sandra Birchmore, then 23 years old and 3 months pregnant, was found hanging in her apartment in Canton, Massachusetts. But it is the decade of exploitation and deceit and corruption that came before that turned what looked like a simple suicide into an all-out murder case brought by the feds.
The admiration led her to form relationships with men who were willing to take advantage of her.
Engaging in a, quote, near-decade-long scheme of grooming and repeated assaults.
And multiple investigations and hearings involving police in the neighboring town of Stoughton. That's where Sandra joined the Young Explorers program when she was just 13. It's a program for kids who, want to get a taste of police work.
What's that? You want to do your partner a big favor? Take him home. Take him home! Just get him the hell out of here! Go home, Jake. I'm doing you a favor.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
The man charged with Sandra's murder, Matthew Farwell, was a Stoughton cop and a mentor in the Explorers program. But before he was hit with those charges, Sandra's family filed a lawsuit accusing him and 2 other Stoughton cops of, and I quote, grooming and repeated sexual assaults against Sandra over the course of a decade. Those other 2 cops, now former cops, are Matthew Farwell's brother, William Farwell, and Robert Devine, the former deputy chief of the Stoughton Police Department and leader of the Explorer program.
As federal probes intensified into Birchmore's death, leading to charges against Matthew Farwell, Morrissey's office has inexplicably declined to pursue state charges against anyone involved, and still publicly denies that Birchmore's death was a homicide, despite the overwhelming evidence of yet another cover-up. This time, it appears his detectives suppressed critical evidence and declined to scrutinize the conduct of their fellow officers. And Michael Morrissey did nothing except protect them.
Only one candidate has all it takes to be Norfolk County District Attorney. Michael Morrissey, a leading trial attorney for 25 years. He's written the tough laws to take criminals off our streets. The only one with 3 decades of experience working with community groups to prevent crime. And the only one with a legal management experience to run the county's prosecution team.
And the only one fully responsible for all of the prosecutorial decisions. He covered up the murder of Sandra Birchmore. He covered up the murder of a Boston cop. He falsely charged Turtleboy. And his greatest achievement of all is elevating the complete disgrace named Michael Proctor, who under his watch has put at least 20 cases in legal jeopardy. And even now, he remains fixated on punishing Karen Reed for exposing his disastrous criminal mismanagement and the wreckage his leadership has left behind. He is, by far, the greatest ongoing threat to justice in Norfolk County.
Michael Morrissey, you must be out of your fucking mind.
By the time Karen Reed was being arrested and framed for murder, Michael W. Morrissey was entering his 12th year as Norfolk County District Attorney, and his 46th year inside the Massachusetts political machine, a well-regarded and well-connected career politician operating at the height of his power.
What has motivated this persecution of me is power.
Motivated by power. They had all of it, and Karen had none. To them, the idea that a woman from Fall River could threaten their place in the Massachusetts elite was completely unthinkable. She had no access to Beacon Hill, no favors to cash in, no powerful friends to call. The one man who could have stood up for her was already gone, buried with a bagpipe procession and a police honor guard. They weren't worried. This was a situation they believed they could easily control. Yet over time, proving her own innocence meant exposing them for what they were, a self-protecting circle of despicable liars. She took away their power. Her case shattered their credibility, leaving a public that despises them and wants severe repercussions. However, no accountability has been taken. Instead, they blame her, and her alone, for everything. All the negative attention, the police firings, news articles, documentaries, Aiden's activism and reporting. All of the protests. The fact this video exists at all, and you're watching it, according to them, is somehow Karen Reed's fault.